All right, so what's going on, you guys? Told y'all as promised, I wasn't gonna do a live, but I think I'm gonna start doing lives later on. I think I'll start this week, but I know next week I'm gonna start going live on YouTube for sure, probably around like an hour before market open. So if the market open around 6 for us, if we trade futures and stuff, I'm gonna go like live around that time usually. But for right now, for this week, I'm gonna just give y'all like a breakdown video overall of what I'm looking on the charts. So if I had to like go based off of what I want to see is the continuation for the buys, not only on Nas, but also on US 30. There's going to be a lot of people that's thinking that the market is going to sell out this week, whether that be because of the bill that Trump just passed or just because of we are technically at highs. But my theory is like when it comes to US 30 in particular, US 30 isn't going to take off for, let me actually make sure I'm zooming in over here for y'all too, though. uh how US 30 work or how it's typically with that US 30 NAS, all of the indices, right? Or futures, whatever, however, whatever terminology that you use to trade. Whenever it comes to like these pairs, I always focus on how close we are to the next main high or key high level. Because there's always been that time in the market where I'm speaking from experience, even myself, like I try to trade, like I would try to look for sales early when we're literally not even that far from this high. Like this is the highest point in the market. So why wouldn't the market make just one last push before I enter this trade? Or like another analysis that you can use is if the market isn't giving you lower high structures on the charts, why am I looking for buy opportunities, right? So people, I mean, why am I looking for sell opportunities? People probably saw these counterfeits right here, or like even just this, well, how the market closed on the holiday. Oh, it's selling off. Bet it's time to look for the swings to the sales. No, we're not looking for swings of the swells. Like, what? I just started that. We're not looking for swings for the sales until the market give us a clear break of structure, a clear pullback to give us a lower high structure, and then a continuation of that trend, right? So we don't get the clear continuation of the trend or a clear direction that's showing us that the market is shifting for the downtrend, then we know that we are not bearish on the charts and that we need to continue to look for buys. And then it's the same thing on Nas. Like for anybody that trade NQ, for anybody that trade the Nas 100, you should already know that on the charts when we're trading Nas doesn't play around when it's ready to go for the sales. So I'm gonna come to the 1 hour real quick. As you can see, like when this momentum push for the sales, this is how we know when it's really time for the trend to reverse. I was just on a 4 hour time frame. So same concept though, like once we get a clear push that the market is dropping, this is how we know when the market is ready to go for the sales, right? You can see clear momentum, manipulation pushes for the sales. And then what happened? The market all of a sudden starts coming back inside the zone and start taking off for buys again, right? And then it sells off again as it starts to get to these highs and starts showing us that it's creating lower high patterns. Uh, for the month of June, though, if I'm being honest, this has really just been a sideways market on a higher time frame. You just really had to pay attention to like that structure that it was showing you. And really overall, if anybody that trade NQ or trade Nas 100, I'm letting you know now, the structure on here typically always has been zone breakouts. I gave away one of my zone breakout strategies at the beginning of the year. I think that was my gift to y'all for the new year. But like if you really look at Nas 100 price structure, you can clearly see it was in the zone, boom, break out the zone structure right here. You can see to the left here, there's always some form of sideways market that's happening on the charts. I'm on a 4 hour, so it looks a little bit less obvious versus if I was to, let me replay chart real quick. Let me draw down to the one so I can kind of see better. But you can see clearly here, this is a sideways market. At the high, we sell, at the bottom we buy. High, sell, bottom we buy. High, as you can see, it starts to make a lower high, filter close higher than this point. Now we know we have this continuation for the downtrend, right? So that's just a long tangent I just went on. But that just like little sauce, a little nuggets I'm gonna give you off an eyes. But overall, what am I looking for this week on the charts? What is my overall analysis? In particular, I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna do NAS 100. I'm gonna make my way to US 30, and then I'm gonna give y'all my mini sauce for Germany 40. I ain't gonna go too crazy on Germany 40 because that's my baby man. That's my swing trading period. But starting off with Nas, first off, we have, let's mark our levels. I'm gonna delete everything. All right. What are we seeing on the charts? What are we seeing on the charts? From a 4-hour perspective, we saw that it broke a previous resistance structure, went for new highs. Now we're getting a sell-off back to that same structure that it broke. So off rip, this is a key level for me. This is a key zone. Because now I want to see, are you breaking the structure to retest this structure? And then we're looking for the continuation. That's option 1, right? Am I looking for the continuation here for the buys? I would love that. I'm not complaining about it. But also, option 2 is this was a structure that you broke. You realize this was a fake breakout. You didn't want to come this side. Now you're selling back inside the zone. And then today, even at the market open, we might see the market might gap. And we're going to look for a continuation for the downtrend back down to test these previous higher low structures down here. And then we could potentially look for the continuation of the uptrend. Or option 3 would be it sells back to the zone, we take buys. The buys pushes back up and give us a nice pullback. And then remember what I said earlier, right? We're looking for that continuation to confirm if we're going for the downtrend. If price never closes under this zone structure, though, then we know that no longer instead of looking for like a downtrend here for the continuation, we're just going to be looking for a retest back to support. It will probably give us like a fake breakout. And then once again, after the fake breakout, the moment it closes back inside the zone, we take buys again, back to the highs. That's really very simple, like as I'm explaining it, but it's easier said than done. But that's literally how my approaches used to be, like what I used to call it in my chat. So it's just like my overall analysis. Every setup is there. It's just which one do you want to take? Let me repeat that. Every trading setup is there. It's just which setup do you actually want to take? There's going to be people that want to look for buys. There's going to be people that want to go look for sells. Where someone might see a sell on the chart, there's going to be somebody that's looking for the buy. I'm here to tell you that no person is wrong. It's just the timing of the entry that you guys want to care about the most. So I might not want to take these sales, even though I believe the sales is going to happen. I might not be interested in taking the sales. I might just want to wait for price to come down here. So for me, I'm going to set a buy limit at 22,418 because I understand how Nas move and I understand how it likes price action, right? But for somebody else, they're probably like, oh, I don't want to set a buy limit right here. I want to take the sell as it come back inside the zone. Cool, you can do that. But me personally, I'm going to wait. Why am I going to wait? Because there's a probability that all it's going to do is come here at the furthest as well. Respect this support structure. Boom. Boom. Right? And then just take off again for the buys. So I'm not here to tell you like, oh, the market is going to come here or it has to go here, or it's going to retest here. I'm just here just showing y'all all of the different perspectives on which way the market can go. Right? I'm not a mind reader, I'm not a market mover. I can't tell you where the market is going. I can only say if it comes here and respects this, then we would look for this. But if it breaks this structure here, then I'm expecting a full retest here. And then I'm gonna look for this move. But overall, like personally, what I would look for is I'm marking my levels. I probably will want to look for the buys if it closes back above here. So for me, now it's closed back above this zone, or somewhat up to this structure. I'm buying back to this high. Right? So this would be like my sweet spot. This would be my buy entry. So I would also probably be under that zone again. And then I look to take out the highs again at 22,896, just to confirm if it's going to continue for the trend. And then how I feel about New York session is Monday, New York session is always a big day on the charts, right? So for us, breakouts usually happen. So it might hit this high, but then it might be a continuation that goes even higher from that point, right? So that's kind of like my analysis on Nas. If it closed by the zone, I'm buying around 22,783. And then I'm going to look for the full retest to the high. And then if it closes back under this zone, I think I'm going to just let it do its thing. And I'm going to wait for the full retest back to this higher low structure. and why this structure is really this the main one, and then technically this is a mini one. But remember when I said about Mondays, I'm expecting really just continuations. But if it breaks this structure, this is gonna confirm that for real downtrend push. If it never comes back to this higher low, then we are Gucci to hold for the buys, and we are Gucci to just continue for the uptrend for the buy move for Nas. So that's Nas analysis. US 30, I can't remember if I talked about this earlier in here or not, but US 30, same scenario. This is what I want to see before I start considering for downtrend moves. So as of right now, on the Dow Jones, I would just be focusing on these levels. So as you can see, US 30 has literally just been going for new highs, created mini zone stretchers before the next breakout until it found this new zone stretcher that it wanted to play inside. And here we are now back at these levels. Here, it broke out on Thursday. Beautiful buys. I was looking for the full retest back to 45,000. That's really all I wanted on the charts. It still actually might make its way there. Technically, 45,000 isn't even the high for real. The real high is really what is this? 45,105. That's the real high on the charts. But 45,000 is just where I have my TP at, and that's just where I'm holding it to see price hit there. But for right now, when we look at market structure, it's crazy. On a 4-hour time frame, this actually, let me see if I can zoom in on here. Right here for y'all. But on a 4-hour time frame, right? This actually looks like it could potentially be setting up for head and shoulders pattern, right? We have our left shoulder right here. Retest. Whoops. Retest. Continuation of the trend. Market closes back inside the trend. It pulls back. And then all we will need, technically, is for this leg to close outside of the zone. Once it closes out, we look for the sells. If not, we're buying. I'm gonna keep saying that because I'm already bullish anyway. Still, I have nothing has given me any confirmation that the market is going to sell off. And when I look at the news for this week, I'm gonna even refresh it just to see if it's anything that's been updated. Currently, at the time I'm recording this and at the time I'm on live, there isn't no like crazy news is dropping. Monday, no news. Tuesday, no news for the US. I particularly only got it filtered just for US because that's my main, that's gonna make the market move. If I turn on Euro and GBP, let me see. Yeah, literally no Euro news, no GBP news on Monday and Tuesday. So there's no signs or nothing that's giving me like confirmation that I would want to look for sales right now. The next week though, the week of the 15th, we have core PPI, PPI, CPI, retail sales, Federal Manufacturing Index, U of M consumer, like all these different news that make the market move for real isn't until the week after. So this week is really no reason why we should be seeing crazy sell-offs. What I do want to see though, since it did give us that break and then close back inside the zone, I want to see price action come back to this structure right here. Right. And this is where I'm going to be looking to take my buys this week on US 30. And I'm going to go take it back to the high. Right. So if it respect this lower high structure right here, like if this ends up playing as a lower high, this will no longer be green for me, but will be red or orange because I know it's going to come back to retest. But for me, I would say like I want to see retest back to the structure. I would take buys at least to the 44,700 level. And then as it continues to break out the zone or if it holds, then I'm going to look for this high touch. Ultimately, I do want to hold for 45,000, but my people that's like, oh, I'm just trying to like day trade. I'm not really looking to become a swing trader. Then cool, I got you. Take buys at the support structure here, TP1, TP2. That's all you need. And then you don't even got to worry about swing trading on the charts. And then I would say, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I guess I could show you how the same scenario there on Nas. So if it comes here, we take buys, right? Like I said, this is TP1. So TP1 smacks and it immediately starts rejecting. I would say look on like the 15-minute time frame or something like that, 15, 5-minute, whatever time frame that you choose to trade on. After it rejects, you can look to take the sales as it starts to close back under this zone, right? So it confirms that it's in the downtrend. It confirms the lower high structure, and you see like a strong momentum candlestick on like the 15 time frame. The moment it comes back around this area, you can see to the left of the chart. I'm giving y'all game. You look to the left of the chart tells you, it gives you a perspective of what can happen. And honestly, literally, this scenario right here, the same as that scenario. So you see this bullish momentum, then it starts to sell off, then it pulled back, and then the continuation. That's kind of like what I want to see over here. Retest, sell off, boom. Bullish momentum, respect the resistance structure, immediately sell off. Now you got you a move for the sales if you want to take it back to that same previous zone structure. Now me, I don't really care to trade like that anymore. I just look for my main moves or my main push that I want to see on the charts. And then after I get that main push, I'm straight. I don't even need to be on there like that or just do too much on the charts like that. You feel me? So that's what I'm looking for on US 30. Main move, buys here, back to here or here. And then I also do have a swing trade that I'm still holding back to the 45,000. So if I can get that push, that's what I'm gonna be going for. And then I think that's it for US 30 and Nas. And I did say I'm gonna give y'all the Germany 40 move. So let's kind of like talk about that as well, man. I'm getting 3 different nuggets right now. I can't wait to start going live on YouTube though, because then I can just feed off y'all questions and just make it more personable to y'all too. But for right now, this is kind of like how I'm gonna do it until I'm actually live for real, or until people actually start engaging in the comments and letting me know and stuff. So Germany 40, I'm gonna voice this crap. Sorry about that. Germany 40. As you can see, we had beautiful buys down here back in June. This is the original buy. I caught a swing down here from here all the way to this high to 24,000. A crazy buy opportunity. And then even this sell setup, I had the opportunity to catch this. I seen this. I knew this move was coming, but I missed it. Right? No shame in the game for that. Missed the move. But right. So it gave us a sell. So this started the downtrend push. Downtrend created a higher low structure right here. Right. Created that higher low structure right here. Confirmed it with the double bottom. Then we got a continuation. Created another higher low structure right here. Then it broke out to retest this higher low. I mean, this previous lower high. My fault. Let me get my terminology right. And then here we are seeing the market sell back off to this zone. Now, this actually happened on the 4th. I wasn't too surprised because obviously Germany 40 is in Germany, right? They don't care about what the US got going on. So, of course, the market is still going to be moving during that time. But what I do know is it still gave us just a retest back to the previous higher low structure. It still failed to close lower than its higher lows. And this is technically still the main lower high. So instead of saying like, oh, which way is the market going? I have no idea of knowing which way the market is going. Technically, I am still bullish until it really break this structure. But for right now, this would be considered for me a sideways market, right? So technically, I am bullish, but technically, this is a sideways market right now. We have our high, we have our low. Didn't break one, didn't break another. So we're sideways until it really show us that next breakout. Something like this. Boom, boom. Right. So that's all I'm looking for Germany 40. For now, technically we are on the higher low. So when the market opens today, we might see a gap. Hopefully it's a gap to the downside. So that way we can see something like this. If it's already gapped down here, great. I mean, if it bounces off of this, it's creating a higher low again, respecting it. And then we can take buys back up to the high. And then potentially if it break, then we take it back to the same high that started the sell-offs. But if it don't, even if it don't like give us a gap, like if it's off of this support structure, I'm gonna look for buyers here again, right? I'm actually holding a swing on Germany 40 as well. Just thought about that. So I have a swing. I think my swing entry is down here. I think I have one entry down here, then I also have one right off of this support structure anyway. So I got the 4 retest back to my entry, respecting it, and I'm looking to take it back to, it will be 23,933 for the first TP. And then, like I said, the next level will be all the way at the top at 24,144. Right. So that's my main 2 points, my main 2 pain points that I'm gonna look for for Germany 40 this week. So didn't want to make the video too long, but I did want to make sure I gave y'all some type of value for this week's charts. And hopefully y'all do what y'all want with the information. Tomorrow I will be releasing the Funded Academy first episode, which is going to be the intro and just my whole thought process on why I like prop firms personally and why I recommend prop firms to my mentees, to my clients, to new beginners even learning how to trade, because the discipline that you're going to learn from it is going to be amazing. And the reward is going to be amazing as well. So I'm going to end this video here, and I'll catch you tomorrow.